Hypocrisy is the state of pretending to have virtues, moral or religious beliefs, principles, etc., that one does not actually have. A couple of years ago, I heard the speaker. His name was Leonard Sweet. He's a Presbyterian minister. He's an author. He said that people between the age of 20 and 35 don't go to church. Reason being that they don't want to walk into the building with the cross on it that has all the hypocrites inside. Makes me kinda sad.
Well, well, well. Amanda Vaughn's back in Dallas.
And she's single to boot.
Of course she's single, Sharon. Most widows are.
I'm scared. What if she decides to stay here? What are we going to do?
We're going to follow the advice of Psalms 18:39.
My Bible's in my other purse.
We must gird ourselves with strength unto battle, if necessary.
I had a really hard time with a preacher a few years ago. His name was Ted Haggard.
I think I know what you did last night. If you send me $1,000, I won't tell your wife. If you use any of this, I'll sue you.
He had a lot to say about people that are gay. Unfortunately, so many gay people right now equate Christianity to what Ted Haggard had to say about it. At the same time, there's another preacher. His name is Jay Baker. And he, as a pastor, felt the call from the Holy Spirit to speak out and say that all people are saved by grace, including gay people. And he became a gay-affirming pastor, although he's straight. Ted Haggard had a lot to say about Jay Baker, and none of it was too nice. What was interesting about this story was when Ted Haggard was found out to be having homosexual affairs, he was thrown out of his church. He was treated basically like garbage, just thrown away, he and his wife and family. Jay Baker, who used to be the target of a lot of Ted Haggard's insults, contacted Ted Haggard when he was thrown away by the church and offered his home to Ted Haggard, basically trying to help him to restore his life, to restore his own being. That said a lot to me, that whole story. It showed me an example of hypocrisy within the church. And then it also showed me the importance of forgiveness when it comes to being the target of hypocrisy. When the whole Ted Haggard story came out, I remember a part of me feeling like, good, he's getting his just due. At the same time, though, how does that line up with me calling myself a Christian? Aren't I just then being another hypocrite?
How's Amanda look?
She's just like a migrant worker.
Well, I'm sure the feds took her clothes. How could Bill do this to his family? Such a tragedy.
Boy, he's a spitting image of Bill.
Speaking of spitting, you heard how Bill died, didn't you?
Heather, car crash. They just went over a cliff and burst into flames.
I mean, what caused the accident? There was a woman in the car. Amanda's best friend, no less.
Ladies, it is not appropriate to speak of such things on the phone. I'll see you in church.
It's easy to point out the faults of others. It's easy to call other people hypocrites. It's easy for me to say, Ted Haggard is a hypocrite. Am I guilty of having been a hypocrite in my life? We all have been. I think that's how we fight against hypocrisy. I think we stop looking at how other people react to the Bible and instead just take the teachings of Jesus and look in the mirror. Am I living up to my potential? Do I display His love and His forgiveness, His mercy, His compassion, and His grace in my life? I think for me, the best lesson about hypocrisy that I can learn is to stop looking at the behavior of others and labeling them hypocrites, and just looking at my own behavior and doing my best not to be a hypocrite.